Chechnyan War. Cool. So yeah, OPFOR would be versus Chechnyan rebels. Yep, alright, so Bystroka is the one by the river. But it's going to be focused on this area with a man-made FOB. Nice. So when you add custom buildings to your mission, you have to mark them with black shadow effects, so everyone gets a rough idea of what's where. But it's a terminal wave, so they also marked a camp in here and added a few additional builds. You can tell because the shadow is different. That's something you can do in the Eden editor. So this terminal is going to be up for grabs first, and then Terminal 2 will go active, and there's a bit of a forest between them that's about 1 kilometer. And OPFOR is going to start on the north in Polana. Alright. I don't know, OPFOR's strategy from the get-go, they can just drive down, dismount in these forests, use them to get in the town here at, Shakova. Did I pronounce that right? Shakovka, that's it. And then from Terminal 1, go to Terminal 2. Cobalt Cat, how are you doing, my friend? Cobalt Cat is one of my oldest friends on Arma 3. He was back with me in 2016 for the Loot No 9 days. How are you doing, my man? It's been a hot second. Feel free to hit us up, though. I know Bloodwing would always want to play a game of duck game with you, because she always kicks my ass, and she always gets bored of me. In that regard. Otherwise, round has started. Yeah, way back, right? It's literally 5 years ago. Crazy how that all works out. But here we got OPFOR loaded in. BTR 60 compared to BTR 70. BTR 70, just... the rear is the big giveaway of the difference between the APCs, and then everything looks a little more uniform in the middle, whereas 60 is all kind of jumbled around. But GL fire can take out a 60, and a 50 cal would tear that thing apart. So would a 70, but the 60 is just, it's just a frickin' mobile coffin. 70, though, I'll be curious to see how this is deployed, because that thing can tank a lot of shots, and we saw that with round 1. Look at all the transport trucks OPFOR gets here. And it does have the shiny glass, so these cabins might actually be bulletproof, but I'm not seeing the white exterior, so it might actually not be the case. Just the reflectiveness in the... well, actually, no, it's like that everywhere. I don't think these are the bulletproof ones, though. And then that white's just a texture effect. And we have the moon partially out, so it's a nice lighting, too. Otherwise, OPFOR is a tiger stripe OPFOR. Interesting. I don't think that's an actual OPFOR BDU for Russia, but hey, I guess it looks cool. We've seen this time and time again. But otherwise, your standard 5.45 rifles, PKM as the machine gun. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Sorry, that caught my eye. I'll get back to that in a second. Standard 5.45 rifles, PKM as the machine gun. PKP would be your MAT team weapon if we were to look at Charlie 1. Charlie 1, oh, yep, there it is. So there's Scoot. He has the PKP on his back. Marksman rifle is more than likely going to be the Dragon of, yep, so SDV. And standard GP25s as the underbarrel. What caught my eye was normally it's an RPG 32 given, but instead it's going to be an RPG 7. So a small detail there, I guess, because it is Chechnyan War, so they wouldn't have the RPG-32 yet. So it's nice to see something like that, especially since they're going to be using that to fight technicals. But does he have... I don't see a... oh, there is a sight right there, so it's probably a PG-3 sight to work with. And they've already got both of those BTRs crewed. So overall, not bad for that AO. But otherwise, let's go ahead and look at GREENFOR, the Chechnyan Rebels. Some nice civilian kits given here. But with this kit bash, hold on, 7.62 AKs, nice. So those are slightly better than 5.45, 5.56, and 6.5. If you want to mag dump someone in their chest rig instead of about 4 to 5 shots, it can be done in 3 to 4. So if you want to mag dump people and aim center mass, you can get through that armor a little bit quicker with a 7.62, but it's only a slight advantage. Flux being given the SVD for the marksman team. We'll see what he's able to do with that. And I believe they have an RPG 7 themselves. Iander being given that. He should be very effective at taking enemies out with that weapon. But yeah, no, so instead of RPG 32s, RPG 7s are out on the field here. AKs with GP 25 for the leadership elements. It's all AKMs. And I'm just trying to see if there's any other random weapons thrown in, because sometimes when you have rebel factions, they add a few other guns. But it looks like that is going to be it for this case. Everyone has their handguns out. I have no idea what they're doing, and I honestly don't want to know. Has some Alton helmets, though. It's a big mix. Some people don't get helmets, and some get really armored helmets, so I think the FNF mod would also rescript all the helmets to have the same armor values as well, but kind of funny to see that. Otherwise, vehicles-wise, they have 2 6-man off-roads, 2 HMG Offroads that can carry 3 people. Those 50 cals, though, will tear apart those BTRs. So here's the thing. These HMG Humvees can easily outmaneuver those 2 BTRs, but those BTRs with that 7.62 coax, which is 250 rounds, can easily also tear apart the Humvees. Now, if the BTRs instead try to use the 14.5 millimeter, only 2 or 3 shots are needed to actually knock out the engine. So what we really want to see GREENFOR do here is utilize the speed of those Humvees, excuse me, not Humvees, Offroads, to get around and take out the BTRs. If GREENFOR is able to do that, they will enjoy the vehicle advantage of having Humvees with no BTRs to harass them. But if OPFOR is able to get eyes on and lock down the I keep calling them Humvees, the Offroads, my bad, guys. If OPFOR is able to knock out the Offroads and remove them from play, and they're also able to take Iander out, or at least put him in a position where he cannot harass the BTRs, then that those 2 14.5 millimeter turrets are going to be really helpful for OPFOR to make their advance. But otherwise, GREENFOR also has a lot of UAZs to work with, and transport trucks of their own. Quite a lot, actually. Otherwise, let's look at these AOs as we have 9 minutes remaining. Otherwise, Kvine, thanks for dropping by. Hope you enjoy the stream. And Slemming, thank you for dropping by as well. So, first terminal here is at a campsite. So, this is one of the preset camps you have in Arma 3. They've put that down, 3 sandbag positions around, which can be helpful for doing some good overwatch, but the sandbags aren't far enough to kind of help you. This one is good, but there's no good way to fall back, so if you start getting fired at, you're not really going to have any pull-out solution there. And this is another pre-spawn camp. I forget which one it's specifically called, but the terminal is in the windmill on the 2nd story. These are always nice little textures to utilize, but looking at the entire AO here, some of these buildings won't be enterable because it's old. Chernaris here. And then considering OPFOR's ability to, they can just grab all these vehicles, move down here, dismount right here, follow the forest, and be right on top of the objective. They can also send forces aside, get on these forests, and come on the low ground. This AO can easily get encircled. So I would not be surprised if we started seeing GREENFOR mount up, getting into the objectives, and using their fortified tools to make some nice perimeters here. Because if they don't, they're going to be in a lot of trouble. Oh, we also have some smoking out areas over here. It looks like a bit of a checkpoint that has been blown up with some sort of car bomb. Interesting. I like those little details, though. I'm trying to look around to see if there's any more positions that catch my eye, but I don't see it. But let's go ahead and look at Terminal 2. Terminal 2 is on a nice hill in a bunker position. This I like. Because even if you're in a forest, if you can make a good 360 perimeter up here with the 30 to 40 guys you have, you could easily hold this area out. And that would force these BTRs to stay in the low ground, and in the high ground where they'd be able to do overwatch is either super far off and can get picked off by the AT, or it's blocked off by thick tree line. So this is a very good AO to hold from. The question is GREENFOR going to identify this and utilize it? But if I was in GREENFOR's shoes and I did proper scouting out of my areas, I would probably put a small defensive group in this AO and a medium defensive group in this AO, but have these guys ready to go if they need to. And then I would dedicate those Humvee, I keep calling them Humvees, freaking off-road technicals to finding the BTRs and eliminating them, and I'd give them full jurisdiction to move around. They'd probably want to start off right here, have one go one way, one go the other, and then if they find those BTRs, just start suppressing the heck out of them. Or even better, if they find a transport truck filled with infantry, same thing. But if those two M2 technicals can do any sort of damage to not just the BTRs, but any transport Vics that are going into the AO, they're going to pretty much give GREENFOR an early on advantage that if GREENFOR can just, you know, play even trades with the PvP, win this round. But we'll have to see. But HMG technicals or any with this size of AO, and with the fact that they're given BTRs which don't go well on hills, so they're going to stay on the roads, it's really easy to predict where those BTRs are going to go. And if you're given multiple fast-moving HMG Vics to go hunt them down, you almost always want to commit them to that role. Because the only time... Now, let me backpedal when I say that. The best way to utilize any technical is to make sure it's kept mobile. And honestly, just used against vehicle targets, because it's harder to hit infantry when you're driving around like crazy and you can't stabilize your gun platform, but hitting a BTR and mag dumping it, that's a no-brainer. All you have to do is basically hit where the gun is, disable the gun, and then you have free reign. How you do that is you either shoot for the turret or you shoot below the turret where the person is, you kill him, and you're good. But I'll be really curious to see where those two technicals are sent. Because if they're used on defensive duty, that's a waste. Aw, no one took the tractor. That's the best vehicle. Alright, so they have already been taken. I'm just trying to see where they've been deployed at this point. Alright, so there's one right there. GREENFOR might be giving them for the squads to use. I really disagree with that suggestion, because if you're playing defense, technicals aren't really that helpful for defense, because you just need to make them stay mobile. Command took another one as well. Clown on his own. I don't agree with that. Technicals in this case are best used as a shock weapon, because using them as just a mobile 50 platform, when there's AT involved and a single AT shot's gonna blow up the entire vehicle and thus the weapon platform, it's a risk. I think it would be better using them offensively, but we'll see. Maybe it'll change. There's no downside of letting one objective go, but with two objectives, sorry for that, two objectives in play here, I think it would be worth at least putting like an explosive satchel on this one, or a small group just to hold out for a few more minutes, and then definitely utilizing the fact that Terminal 2 has such really good overwatch. But GREENFOR is actually... Oh my gosh. No. Look at how their forces are deployed. They're not going to the terminals. They're all lining up on the roads. And they're going to push out in various directions. They're going to try to catch OPFOR mobile and set up ambushes to engage them. But they're going to commit their entire force to it, so they can cover all the directions. That's insane. But that might actually work. Because of the lower player count today, because they have everyone divided amongst 2 servers, so they can have 160 people play. Excuse me, 170 people play. Which means both servers have up to, like, you know, 85, 75 people. This is the 3rd round, so a few people have left, so now it's like 75-ish. Which means it's like a 35 v 45 right now. So no, it's like a 31 v 41. More so that, but 30 people on GREENFOR to hold against 40 OPFOR, but if they lock down all the roads, knowing that the BTRs are really bad off-road, that's insane that they're actually considering something like that. I like that. I really like that. Don't get me wrong. But OPFOR, they're going to come in all their forces minus X-Ray on one maneuver on this far side and then come around and get in the low ground right here, knowing that GREENFOR might counterattack from that direction. But if GREENFOR catches wind of that and follows the road, I really want to see how this might go. Because if GREENFOR is able to catch wind of what OPFOR's doing and set up a proper ambush and hit him in transit, it's going to be over before this even begins. But it's going to be a big guess with how OPFOR is going to go down here. Let's see. They're going to go up here. They're probably going to take their right here and then follow this low ground because that offers the least amount of resistance from the hill because they can actually go downhill right here with their BTRs. There's a little bit of uphill, but they can ride the side of this hill right here to do it. But that way their BTRs aren't stalling too hard. But otherwise, X-Ray is going to go directly to the west instead. And GREENFOR the freaking mad lads. Wow, so server 1 just finished round 2. So they're going to have under an hour to do round 3. So that means NA is definitely going to get pushed back. But just in case, who's commanding? Clown's commanding this one. That's a very UPSE 501st thing to do, is this level of offense. I love that, man. So Sholin and Faltney are going to cover this position just in case something sneaks past them. But GREENFOR is committing everything around. X-Ray's been able to sneak by. But look at this massive spread of vehicles to cover everything. And as soon as they catch wind, they're going to have a vehicle. They're going to have other elements start to come around. So here you have the quicker elements going through this area. And as I predicted, here are the two... actually, this is one BTR. That would be the 60. The 70, I think, has already gone forward. No, it's the 60 that went forward. Nice. But... yep, riding up that hill instead, and then falling into the low ground right there. Or they're just going to drive through the forest. Which is also fine, just make sure you don't hit anything. And ride that down. That puts them in the low ground where there's fog. That'll conceal them a little bit. GREENFOR with a really good strategy, but OPFOR with a really safe strategy. And in this case, the safetiness has paid off. Yeah, OPFOR can send forces to Terminal 2, but until Terminal 1's captured and the timer goes by, they cannot touch Terminal 2. It will be inactive. One of the things that I really miss on these PvPs, and I hoped that since there are established units I would be able to see, is some real-life tactics. I'm going to be honest, I don't, even the Milsim communities in FNF, I don't see anything past the tactical blob a lot of the time. Like, the Milsims will do lineups and stuff at the beginning of the mission, but usually it's just everyone, you know, just start maneuvering on this vector, and they'll just go in that direction. So it's rare to see stuff like that, unfortunately. X-Ray is going to end up right on top of these two BTRs, but they don't have any weaponry to take care of the BTRs. And they're going to hear those BTRs Yeah, they hear him right now. Then again, the GL could do something to the 60, but definitely not the 70. Other than disable the gun, but they can just get out and repair it. What happened on the other server, Exhausted? Because right now, this server is doing pretty well. In round 2, there was a great clutch by the defenders, though, for Blue 4 fighting against the Green 4 faction. But what happened on the other server? Next checkpoint RP is not going to be till August. It's going to be far off. Unless a different community wants one. But Paul, I'm going to give them a new campaign. And then in that new campaign, in a few weeks, we're going to do a pay for pain with them. And then they're going to be doing normal stuff for like up till August. OPFOR riding the side of this map, though. X-Ray is going to be able to start giving intel on this side, though. So we might start seeing elements collapse behind this OPFOR movement and come around if GREENFOR chooses to continue to be offensive. Ares, I will say, there are withdrawals done a lot in FNF. There is reverse bounding too. There's never any mines. Actually, no, that's a lie. There are neutral minefields that are sometimes in the AO. There was one a few weeks ago in the 3rd round, and it was pretty funny. People would run into them and get blown up. Let's give them a warm welcome, shall we? Is someone going to look right and see that Vic, though? I think there's just enough defilade to cover that Vic from these guys. One of those BTRs is now going on the low ground here. Who was that? Wasber was folding in. He didn't see it, though. Oh, my gosh, guys. Head on a swivel. You would see it. No one's going to frickin' look right. No one's watching right. Wow. No one's going to turn and look. Everyone's too busy frickin' going forward. When I am walking forward, I literally hold alt just so I can look around left and right while I'm walking forward. Because that is very, very important to know about. And these guys aren't going to do it either, and they got to look up to see it. Good God. Bad awareness. Yep, it happens all the time. Squid, there's quite a few things I might use for pay for pain, but we'll get there when we get there, you know? So, yep, GREENFOR is collapsing Scandi recon elements to try to get behind this OPFOR line. We have Guy Fieri and Bronson here watching this road, but they might get walked up on by members of both 1RCC and the 29th ID. But we might see X-Ray now trying to collapse behind these OPFOR elements. There goes Dylan. And again, for the record, UPSE brought a bunch of guys that were all named Dylan as a joke. But I'm actually not seeing that many Dylans left over. Yeah, a lot of the Dylans disconnected. How unfortunate. I guess it was Dylan's bedtime. Only Dylan 1 appears to be remaining. That's great. That or it was Vonk, Money, and Signal that had those names. And Schult probably. They all changed from Dylan to their actual names. Regardless, members of 1RCC with some 29th ID. Pretty close to GREENFOR here, and GREENFOR has no idea. But I think they're going to go a little more to the south and continue to cover the northern side of OPFOR's advance here because they're a little far. Alright, now we gotta wait to see where GREENFOR remaneuvers some of these forces moving. There's also a techie moving over here. That's Command himself going around. Reminds you of another game event where you've played where everyone arrives under the admin's name. Yeah. Pretty funny. But it looks like GREENFOR is folding back after realizing that OPFOR is going to be pushing most of their forces to the south, according to the report from X-Ray. Yeah, I mean, we got a nice battle line right here with 2 rear elements and the command elements behind. Yeah, so Indigo Fox as the squad leader ordering these guys in a rough line. This is usually the best you get. This is a milsim group, but that's the best you'll get in terms of tactics for offensive formations. Well, Ares, the fact of the matter is FNF is not really like a serious PvP thing. This is just for people to have fun, you know? So we have Flux with Roasty driving around over here. Just 2 elements of X-Ray. They gotta be careful not to drive out of bounds, because if they stay out of bounds for 10 seconds, they die. I think they're gonna meet up with the other elements of GREENFOR X-Ray and try to get up, excuse me, the rear of those elements. And you're gonna start seeing some of these groups collapse up to the terminal as they report the other terminal getting under attack. Oh, that is ballsy. If GREENFOR can set up in this tree line and engage this massive OPFOR group in an open field, that's going to be a slaughter. A little bit of a campsite up here, a few benches, chopped off tree. It's elements of Scandi Recon, too. They know how to engage forces in the open. You found me on iFunny? What? How'd you find me on iFunny, of all places? DM me the meme. Dang, now I'm curious, but look at this battle line for OPFOR going by. Even if Scandi engages from here in this open group, we're just going to see these OPFOR elements pull south and eliminate everyone. But they, oh wow, they don't have T5 Bay with them. A lot of heavy hitters up here. It's more GREENFOR guys just setting up a rear here. But, let's see. OPFOR realizing they don't want to keep going through the open are instead going to go into this tree line. I bet you first contact's going to be up here. OPFOR's not going to send anyone to check that hill from their northern groups. But after contact begins, they're going to see these groups fold and they're going to pinch off this group. But it just becomes a matter of how many kills can Scandi Recon get before things happen. So OPFOR opens up first on Infidel. And now you're going to see this OPFOR group close in. You might see this GREENFOR element close into the north as well. X-Ray might also get behind the platoon HQs. We're seeing some long-range shots go in on GREENFOR elements as well. Clown right here, he's very visible. Those BTRs could pick him off. But OPFOR already losing some manpower here as they get up to the beginning of the tree line. I think I just heard some RPGs go off too. CF was part of the GREENFOR group up here. He disconnects. I think that's because he went down. I don't know why, but the Skyrim music here just... Is it just me or it just works? With the gunfire in the forest for the Chechnyan war here. Line fire here by Azariah. He's got to make sure he doesn't go too far left, otherwise he'll run into Nimia shots. I think Command is going to try to run this BTR over and try to get close and engage these BTRs. They're going to... Oh, wow, no, that BTR actually got hit by something. Yep, trying a wild weasel run with that HMG Offroad. I might have miscalled it as a BTR on accident. My apologies. But now here is the OPFOR group coming in north. Nemesis taken out. Malin trying his best to cover him, but he meets 4 Russians. And this is what I was worried about. OPFOR guy just tries to go behind a tree. Azariah pushing back. He gets taken out after he takes out another Russian guy. It's just up to Iander. And he has the MAT team weapon, doesn't even have his gun out. He's literally running back, and he's gonna get shot. He's crippled now. Goes prone. Tries to crawl away. Navy executes him, and there goes Scandi Recon, not getting the kills it needed there. That's the entirety of a squad taken out, with only a few OPFOR kills taken. That's a very big blow. The crawl of shame. This is round 3 for EU. NA will probably be delayed by a little bit because... Let me quickly check. Nope, they didn't have a third round of NA. Oh, yes, wait. No, there's 2 TFAR channels. Oh, okay, neat. Didn't notice that. So yeah, they're still running the third round for the first server. We're on server 2 right now. But they'll probably push it back because they've been running late all day. Might see OPFOR do some double tapping here on some of these bodies. A little bit of blood coming out of Wasber here. Oh, of course it was members of TSB that came around and flanked Scandi. Ouch. Yeah, so handguns being pulled out to double tap bodies. But GREENFOR folding some more forces back. Everyone's coming around. If OPFOR maintains this unity here, it might be really tough for GREENFOR to bounce back. But we do have elements still coming on the rear of OPFOR. We can see some marksman shots delivered. And if GREENFOR has the vehicle close by, they can run back, use that, and relocate. But we have some more GREENFOR elements coming around. Members of Alpha 2 OPFOR fighting GREENFOR Alpha 2... nope, that was Alpha 1 OPFOR engaging Arma Jesus here. At least I think they were. Now you got a few elements of GREENFOR coming around engaging Delta for OPFOR. That's Guy Fieri, Bronson, and Tom engaging against Lusod, Mike, and Lolo. BTR's turned around, engaging with that 14.5mm onto X-Ray. X-Ray being forced to pop smokes and pull back. Novix has come up, but he is getting pushed. Switching to his handgun as Navy does a quick reload. Navy's now going to run up. Novix almost getting him with a headshot there, but Navy turns over and it's actually aim at the stars that got the shot on Novix there. And there's the double tap. More shots coming from Arma Jesus. Arma Jesus doing his best to maneuver around. He is alone. Hold up. Who is that? I just had him. That was Guy Fieri coming up, getting Hillary Clinton on Navy there. OPFOR hasn't realized it, though, because of how similar these guns sound. Guy Fieri sending a second person to Flavortown. Doing a quick reload here. These guns sound so similar. 5.56 and 5.4. Excuse me. 7.62 and 5.45. Guy Fieri on a third kill. GREENFOR sending a few units to keep covering this retreat. He's going to see that one guy. Knocks him out. Guy Fieri on his fourth kill. And OPFOR's pushing a lot of their forces away from this firefight, I guess, to regroup. Maybe because of X-Ray. Guy Fieri on 4 kills now. Definitely on fire. Let's see if they can keep up the pressure here and stall out more OPFOR. So, a few more GREENFOR elements trying to make sure Scandi Recon wasn't lost in vain there. But where are they going to go from here? Because they still have a lot of OPFOR guys to deal with. GREENFOR, meanwhile, regrouping on certain areas here, make sure the terminals are covered. And we do have OPFOR X-Ray still to worry about coming from that northwestern flank. 2 OPFOR guys. It is Scoot and Yane looking at each other, trying to wonder what happened while their OPFOR guys are up on that hill. Ouch. Who was that? That was Scoot with the PKM dropped by Tom there. And he is being supported by Guy Fieri. Guy Fieri, I think, got a 5th kill there. Or did Tom take it? Nope, Tom got it. Alright, so that's Yang going down as well. More OPFOR coming up. But we also have Arma Jesus over here on no kills yet, but he is eager to get his first. Gotta be careful, though, because Lolo's over here, but Lolo's AFK. If Lolo wasn't AFK, he would have get a free kill on Arma Jesus there. Oh, Lolo. It's okay. I'm sure whatever IRL is going on is more important than a video game. Arma Jesus. Oh, these guys are moving up slow. There's Jesus' first kill. Everyone immediately turns. There's the Mac team gunner right there. Trying to give some fire on Arma Jesus and gets taken out because he's not able to adjust. Grenades being thrown on this position. That is Tom. They put some shots left potentially on Lolo there. That or is Guy Fieri firing at Tom there. And they're going to pull back. Yeah, Command. It's Clown driving by with the technical. He's very close to OPFOR forces. Purim, I think, is running back. He discounts it instead and runs away. Clown, I think, is scanning for the BTRs and making sure X-Ray's okay, which, speaking of X-Ray, no, their roast pulled all the way back over there. I think that's by the vehicle. But OPFOR is being stalled up on this ridge. There's only 30 minutes left on this round. They can't stop the flavor train of Guy Fieri. Both BTRs are still active. They got the 60 repaired. Actually, no, it's a 70 that got hit. And they hit the rock, and they're going to drive forward. Hopefully they don't get stuck. Cool. So both BTRs are still operable here. And all of their crews are still alive. My one question is, how can GREENFOR continue to lower, not lower, but stop OPFOR's momentum here and keep them in this tree line and keep draining the clock and still have Guy Fieri and Tom collect more than 6 kills? And then these two BTRs are going to have to be found and taken out. But what's scaring me is how GREENFOR Command is driving through this area. Oh, he just got hit. You just saw some blood come out of there. He just hit some trees. He got Alpha looking at him and getting the kill. What was Clown thinking with that? We got an HMG firing down on Alpha 1's position. That would be the other technical. Oh, Tom and Guy Fieri being found. Guy Fieri being sent to Flavor Town. Unfortunate. Now I wonder if Tom's going to overwatch his body. He's taking some fire himself. Double taps going on Guy Fieri, but nothing killed him off. But again, I don't think he's waking up from that one. Tom laying low. I don't know, guys. Still anyone's game, in my opinion, but Tom needs to make a power play here to lean it into GREENFOR's favor again. It's looking at the roster. It's looking pretty light for GREENFOR. Meanwhile, OPFOR looking a little heavy. Tom making a play. Now he's making a run for it. He gets crippled as he tries to get away. Oh, and he gets dropped through the tree. How unfortunate. Don't get me wrong, Guy Fieri and Tom, still 6 kills between them. Really good job. But Scandy got encircled and eliminated, and now with these two BTRs still here, maybe this technical can be used against them, but... Oh, BTR spots him. 50 cal going forward, though. Ooh! Did you see that blood splatter? That was the gunner getting hit. Driver's also dead. Wow, both of them got hit by that. Great play by that technical. Both of them taking out top-down shots, because again, armor is thinnest on the top side of any armored vehicle, as a rule of thumb. And then that technical riding off into the sunset right here with that free BTR kill on the 70, mind you. The 60, which most GLs can easily penetrate, not going to be as much of a threat, but you have GREENFOR pulling back, abandoning Terminal 1. Are there any explosive traps placed? I don't see any. So GREENFOR is going to go for the hill instead and get harassed by OPFOR X-Ray. So GREENFOR X-Ray on the rear of OPFOR, but I don't know. BTR driving like a bat out of hell down here, because they're going to have someone go in and grab the terminal. I thought they were trying to follow the technical. Yeah, they see the explosive satchel and immediately pull away. They're going to probably wait for an engineer to come up to tap it instead. Is Stark trying to use a grenade to blow the... The BTR's confused. Oh, the BTR rammed a frickin'... Don't ram barbed wire, you goober! Yeah, the BTR panicked after losing its wheels and tried to kill the guy it dismounted. So great play on Stark, by the way, for using a grenade to blow up a satchel. I didn't know you could do that. Now we do. But that BTR is screwed because you can't repair the wheels. You have to have spare wheels, and they only have one single spare wheel. So you don't run into frickin' barbed wire because it's going to screw your wheels up. So Stark's like, hey, buddy. Shortrock's replying, hey, Stark. Stark's like, what do we learn? Here, I'm gonna fix your wheel up, buddy, okay? It's gonna be all better. Looks like the other BTR got recrewed by other members. Probably doesn't want to be near that terminal because it'll eventually blow up. Look at that. They got one spare wheel. Excellent. Isn't that great? It didn't help. It did not help. $30 minutes. Actually, no, 25 minutes. Are they ditching the BTR? I see. And miraculously, the windmill is still up. There's a hole in it now, but I think that was always there. They're doing some repairs on the Vic. We saw a long-range shot from over here. So this BTR, it has the light in the middle, so it might not actually have an angle on that guy. But we hear that HMV techie coming down. It's trying to find an angle to snipe some more of the crewmen out. Yeah, I don't know why they didn't just drive the BTR back instead, but, you know. Oop. No! No, they hit the tire! Not the one tire! Did one of them get killed off? Or was that already a dead body? Okay, no, that was the body they pulled out. Nope, one of them just got hit. There's the HMG firing. And X-Ray's gotten behind this one OPFOR group and is also engaging. Well, there goes some elements of GREENFOR X-Ray. It's up to Dylan and Frost. Was that their marksman? No, so Flux is all the way up there, not at a position to support. These guys also took AT fire. And I don't know where that technical's gone. Oh no, they drove it all the way back up here. Coda with those 2 kills from the previous BTR. And that engine's screwed. So are they going to take all the wheels off of this BTR and put it on that BTR? They're still under fire, though, from these 2 GREENFOR guys. The engine is drowning out the noise of those shooters. Oh, this is hilarious. With the power of modern medicine, they're going to take the wheels off of the 70 and put it on the 60. Only for that Vic to come back, but the gunner, Coda, gets shot out. And another guy that was pushing up also getting taken out. This crew hasn't lost anyone, other than the 2 guys that were taken out previously. Freaking ace crew right here. God damn. Otherwise, the wheel transplant will continue. Less than 20 minutes remaining on the round. Flux was taken out. He's disconnected. It's just up to Roast. UPSE and Scandia Recon falling on their face these past 2 rounds. 4IB's been getting their revenge, especially after what happened round 1. Feel like I'm watching Fury as a Russian BTR crew repairs their only chance at survival. Meanwhile, you have OPFOR X-Ray up here. I just saw some lights flash off. They're firing on each other on that second objective. Roast getting in a 1v1 right here and winning that fight. That was his 2nd kill. And he's continuing to do some rear harassment. The only person between him and the rest of the group is Mike, who is the PKP gunner in Delta 1. So that means he picked up Charlie 1's MG. Because Delta is normally just a rifle squad. So he would have a PKM, but he clearly picked that up from someone else. Someone check under the BTR for Shia LaBeouf. So you got OPFOR now trying to find where those 2 GREENFOR shooters are and return fire. Because GREENFOR is trying to stop this BTR from being made. Roast now pulling south as Mike is looking around for him. With 18 minutes left, I can see OPFOR getting up there and getting what they need. BTR panic firing with that 250 round box of 7.62. The great wheel change. Oh, and they stole Clown's technical, and they're now using that. I hope they don't get blue on blue. All they need are the frickin' outside wheels made, and then they're good. They don't even bother with the rest. And they're back in action. The wheel transplant was a resounding success. Only for them to get lost. All right, OPFOR is going to do a straight shot up to the final objective. We're going to see the 15-minute warning called in a minute or two. Actually, specifically a minute and 10 seconds. Can GREENFOR hold the defensive line with only this many guys left? Compared to fighting about a 2v1 against OPFOR. Now, in the previous round, the defenders were down 6-16, and they still pulled the W with minimal casualties. So will we see something like that in this round? The real trick is going to be, is there any AT left? Rost on a third kill. He actually killed Will. Where's Delta 1? He killed Mike. That was it. So he traded with Mike, but he is unconscious and unlikely to wake up. But going 3-1 is not a bad thing there. Because every person he's able to eliminate is one less person that'll get to the objective. But anyway, back to looking. I am looking right now to see if there is any AT left. We do have Bedokovic with a grenadier weapon, so we can still harass that 60, because that 60 has paper-thin armor. So if you hit HE 40mm on the top of it, you can do a lot of damage or at least disable the gun. There's the 15-minute warning call, but there's no AT left. There's a second grenadier by Montgomery. So again, they could still take the gun out, but it's going to be a toughie. I'm going to watch Bedokovic here. He was a major player in the last round, got 8 kills for himself, and he's going to get behind OPFOR X-Ray. Righto, Barb, I appreciate it. The only techie that's available right now is the one OPFOR stole that 1RCC is in right now. I just hope they don't get blue on blued. Vicky runs in and gets mounted up in there. Ross still bleeding out. And Bedokovic still looking around trying to find OPFOR X-Ray as they reposition. I think OPFOR is going to spend another 5 minutes maneuvering. Really, it's going to take a little while for that BTR to climb this big incline here. That's the biggest issue. I mean, they're already being super slow on this small gradient. It gets even worse, though, when you get up here. Which is why the road kind of winds around. But this is going to take like 30 seconds on its own. But then it'll be in a decent position to start suppressing in about 5-6 minutes. But by then, we'll be at the 10-minute mark. So let's do a quick head count real quick. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. GREENFOR versus 4. We're going to do a count from the roster. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22 GREENFOR. So a similar situation the last round, but in that round, the defending faction had choke points that they could hold. Here, OPFOR can come from anywhere. Bedokovic getting some really good GL shots. Close to Truman. But is unable to land the kill. OPFOR again being very mobile, but they're running out of room as Bedokovic is going to pursue. Now we just have to be patient. I don't know, guys. It's leaning in OPFOR's favor, but more so than it was leaning in GreenFor's favor, who's the attacking faction last round, because there's no choke points for GreenFor to cover. They do have, you know, the height advantage, the high ground here, but if OPFOR decides to do a pincer maneuver, it's gonna be over for GreenFor. There's just not enough people here to watch those sectors. Don't get me wrong, yeah, Green is doing really good 360 right now, but 360 against like 18 guys that charge up is going to be difficult. BTR's up right here. 50 cal cars also coming up and fully loaded. If GreenFor has any tricks, traps, or explosives to play, this would be the place. You have Sholand on the side. If GreenFor can get two guys behind OPFOR's line and confuse them and get some quick headshots, that would be ideal. But now you're having the off-road open up. GreenFor running to cover, some people running inside. Some spray and return fire here. Nothing lands true. Yes, there have been a few FNF matches where there's been some HE mortars involved. Usually it's a smoke mortar, but sometimes there's HE. It's pretty cool. All right, OPFOR's right on top of this position. Throwing grenades inside. That GreenFor defender is unaware. Anderson unable to see inside, though. Spots that shooter and takes him out. Wow, Wheaton somehow surviving that. Grenades being thrown back and forth here. This guy needs to come out. Signal needs to hit Britt. Wheaton right there. But he doesn't. Wheaton gets the... Oh, my God. What were you thinking? Start charging up. Vaulting in. And they trade. Rocking a hard place. Still manages to get the trade, though. Yeah, usually only defenders get the mortars, never the attackers, because that would just be overpowered. Wheaton just doesn't want to die. Finally gets dropped by Sholand. And then Sholand gets dropped by Thicky on his second kill. X-Ray on the rear. We've had... Where did Bodokovic die? No, he's not dead. He's still trying to track X-Ray. And now you got the BTR pushing in. Platoon 1 HQ instead trying to put some shots down. Gets a kill. Another OPFOR guy gets dropped. Who's this? If Fatsley can drop him, get the RPG and take out the BTR. That's exactly what he's going to go for. Quickly grabs it. Almost gets blue on blued. Wow. Wow. Waiting for dismounts. Gets another kill. Fotley on 3 kills. 4 kills, actually. Nielsen on 1. We have a dismount here. Flame out. Fotley on still 4 kills, but with that knockout here. These guys running into cover. Skip, I think here's the movement in there. Oh my gosh. Turn away at the last second. They get the tap. Oh, wow. Holy crap. Short grenade thrown up top at head level. Fatley pushes, knocks him on his feet, but he runs around. Manford not responding in time. Are you fucking kidding me? Fatley getting flanked. He runs back in time. Really well-placed grenade, but he runs around the corner to evade it. What am I watching? It is 2v6. Smoke grenade thrown over. Oh no! Felt to get knocked away by a well-placed frag. It's up to Nielsen, who is defending the server box room. What's our time? 6 minutes, 15 seconds. He might wake back up. But with the amount of damage he took earlier, it's unlikely. Can Nielsen hold a 1v2 and then hold a 1v4? It's about to become a 1v6, though. X-Ray crawling up. A warrior has fallen in FNF City. There's the double taps by Purim. Rest in peace. Valenti. Great shot there by Nelson. He's gonna fight a PKM gunner though. That's not what you want to go against. 1v5. Nielsen, I would pop in a mag if you can. Five minutes, 12 seconds. What about Badokovic? Badokovic was taken out. Yeah, X-Ray was able to get him. Just hold the door shut. He's sitting down. He's waiting it out. If X-Ray's smart, they'll open it and throw a grenade in there. Here comes Brooke. Brooke gets the kill. That's GG. Wow. GREENFOR eliminated. That's it. That got a lot closer than I thought it would, in all honesty. Really great play by Faltney there at the end. But anyway, guys, we will be back for the NA branch of Friday Night Fights in about 30, maybe 45 minutes, because I know the other server is running over a bit. Otherwise, I will be co-commentating with Barbarian as he finishes up a video. So, thank you so much for watching, guys. Go operate operationally. Hopefully I'll see you in 45 minutes. Otherwise, cheers. Have a good one.